Let's get break on here. If you're just joining us, technical difficulties. Uh, the show's RPGrinders. See if anybody's in chat. I highly doubt it right now. Commander Root's in there. Hey, Wyland, let us know if you can hear us, bud. I've been having some technical difficulties. But I think I got everything back up and running. We'll get break on here, and then we'll get the party started. Let's see.
Is that a cat?
It's some bullshit that's going on here, man. It just sucks. I can't wait till I get my own place. Breakman, do we have you on the line?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool deal.
You say, what sucks? Comcast? Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, Comcast. Yeah, no cat. That's my idiot niece making noise. All right. Hey, Wyland, let us know if you can hear us in chat, man. Technical difficulties with Comcast, man. Fuck, man. Trying. Real quickly, can you guys hear this before we get started? Do you hear that? A little bit of music? Okay, cool. All right. Yo. Wyland, let us know if you can hear us, and then we will let us know if you can hear us, and then we'll get started. How was your week, Break?
It was alright.
Yeah. How's your dad doing, man?
He's alright right now.
Yeah. All right, man. Did you see I got tickets to Rockies, man?
Yeah.
I won. I won tickets.
Oh, you won tickets?
Yeah. I won. I mean, they're cheapy tickets, but at least it's center field, so that's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever had center field tickets, so.
I've ever watched from center field before. That's different.
Yeah, I've never seen a game live from center field, so that's gonna be fun. That's next Sunday, and hopefully we pull out the broom and get back in the race, man. We've been having a hard time. Fucking Dodgers are kicking ass. Wyland, I see you in chat. Let us know if you can hear us. We should just get started. Yeah, I think I'm ready to go. You guys ready to go?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
We didn't have time.
Whatever.
Let's just do headlines for the news so we can just get through that shit and get it done and over with. We got a lot to get to. Okay, guys, here we go. And welcome everybody to episode 547 of RP Grinders on this this wacky start to this problem, man. I don't know, man.
We finally got our first Frank fail of the year.
Oh, how dare you! I never fail. That's not even a thing, Eric. And you're exiled, you son of a bitch. No, this is Comcast fail, man. They are the worst, one of the worst companies, if not the worst company in the United States, I'd say. You know how everybody usually complains that EA is the worst company in the United States, especially with gaming. I think Comcast is at the top of that heap. Period. They fucking suck and they overcharge and you don't get.
And they have an absolute monopoly. Yes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and you don't. Yeah, I mean they overcharge for. I mean, and then there's like
because they have a fucking monopoly. Which last time I checked was illegal in this country. Yet we allow the cable companies to have an absolute total monopoly.
Yeah, you know what? Why? How they justify it not being a monopoly break? And this is another reason why Bernie Sanders would be the way to go, man. He's gonna break up those fucking monopolies. Like they're regional, right? Like there's Time Warner on the east, and then there's Cox in the south. and Comcast everywhere else, and that's how they get away around that fucking monopoly. But there's no competition. There's like nothing. You know what I mean? Like it's Comcast or nothing. I mean, there's one other company.
We're having bad audio issues.
Yeah, that was weird. Holy crap! I don't even know what that was, man. I think Breakman did it. I just blame Breakman, just too. But wow, that was something else. Sorry guys out there. Hopefully everything's better now. The audio seems better on my end. It's just I don't know what's going on here. I think it's just Comcast issue, man. Like it just makes me sick. But anyways, we got a healthy chat room in there. Commander Roots in there. Host Me Raffle is back in the chat. Xana Kyber's back. And, of course, our good friend Wyland. And I'm sure a host of others will be in chat. Sorry about that, guys. But we were just talking about Comcast Monopoly. I don't know what you guys have over in your area. But,
Spectrum.
Yeah, Spectrum. That's another fucking monopoly.
Technically, they're just Charter now.
It's the same thing. Charter's another fucking. I mean, the cable companies are all just junk. They're junk. They're fucking junk. They have super fast internet, but it's overpriced and.
See, that's not even true. It's super Y internet.
Yeah, well, it's just super priced is what it is.
I mean, the only other options you have are. If you can get them like satellite or whatever the phone company's offering, and satellite is fantastic, but nobody has that for one thing. And then the phone, well, it is what it is. Like you can get high speed, but it's very sparse throughout the country and stuff like that. They were trying to expand it at one point, but I think it wasn't going selling as well as they expected. So
yeah, I wish they would get fiber here, and then things would just be better, like more competitive. Or if Google did their over the air stuff, that would be even better still, and then it would be supposedly free. Google's supposedly working on a free high-speed option, which would be cool. You just watch a couple of ads at the beginning and you're good to go, It's sort of like the VPN I have. I have a VPN, but you watch ads and you get like hours of VPN, but man. Anyways, we got to get started. We're going to do headlines mostly only unless there's something pressing that we need to talk about. So Eric, why don't we go ahead and get started with this?
RPG News.
All right, Eric, take it away.
I don't know. Should we even bother? I mean, you don't want to, apparently.
What? Do the news? No, I'm down, dude. I mean, unless there's something super game announcements, dates. Yeah, there you go. Just the dates.
Conception Plus coming west, and it's somewhere in 2020. And let's see. I need to load it up. And okay, no, it does have a date. I was thinking of some other game. North America and Europe. North America is the 5th, and Europe's the 8th.
Okay.
And this is a remake of the PSP game that we never got. We got the sequel.
I do remember a Conception game.
It's coming to PS4, Switch, and Steam.
Okay. Well, that's
and
cool.
An English dub option, which is interesting.
That is interesting. Was there an English dub at the beginning, like when it first came out? I don't remember.
The 2 didn't have one.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on that, Eric?
Wait, it might have, but I could be wrong about that. But it's been a long time since I played Conception 2.
What kind of game is it? Is it action RPG?
No, it's a turn-based RPG with dating sim elements and suggestive scenes that troll the player into thinking that they're having sex.
Sweet. That perked up brakes on my ears quite a bit, man. We need to play this.
It's got some interesting, like what they call it, God's Blessing edition, and then the Day One edition, like bonuses.
Yeah, I did see that. What's in a beach towel? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's something different. You usually don't see a beach towel.
Yeah, it's a suggestive series, which suggests a lot of things, man. I mean, it's got that whole Japanese like.
Also your character is apparently called God's gift because you're God's gift to people, I guess.
That's funny. All right, let's move on to the next story, Brett.
But I like that this.
I think the conceit of the first game was, strangely enough, that you could play as either a girl or a boy.
Yeah. Well, that's always a good choice.
For whatever reason, in Conception 2, they just made it.
Yeah. All right, let's get started with the next story. Break.
Probably because they wanted actual character development for the girls.
Yeah.
Oh. Coming to us live from RPG site, Death End Request 2, first trailer, story, and character detail from Famitsu. Blah, blah, blah. Skipping ahead, takes place in Liz Sholo, a town located among the mountains in a certain region. A church is built at the center of the town, which also doubles as a girls' dormitory. The three new heroines, Mai, Rot, and Liliana. Rot? I'm like, what the fuck? She got ripped off in the name department.
It could be real if it's spelled like Lot. So.
It's spelled R-O-T-T. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I guess that's either Rot or
maybe it's still pronounced the same way though, because I've seen things pronounced like that.
Either way, that's still a shitty name, Rot or Rot. Yeah. both bad. All right, anything else?
So anyway, they live in the dormitory, blah, blah, blah. There's more about the story and the characters, and Frank doesn't really care about any of this, so that's about it.
It's not that bad, or the first game wasn't that bad, so you should probably check that out.
The poster art is really cool, but they didn't. The trailer, I played the trailer, and there's nothing going on in the trailer. I don't understand.
Well, they only announced it, really.
Yeah, there should be they should have like a teaser gameplay or something, but nothing. But I don't know. I'm down. I mean, anytime death is in the title, I'm totally down. All right, let's move on to.
It sounds like it's gonna try to work on the issues that some of the complaints the first game had. It was where they didn't dive in on the horror aspect enough.
Yeah.
There's a horror aspect?
Yeah. Basically it involves urban legends.
Yeah. That's cool.
And the first game was more but less about you being stuck in the VR world.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next story from RPGsite.net. Marvelous announces a remake of Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town for Nintendo Switch. And there's some stuff. Let's see. Original release for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance in 2003. Stories of Seasons. Friends of Mineral Town is a complete remake that will let series fans revisit the charming world of Mineral Town. Jeez, that's what a name.
Well, I think the original title was called Reunion of Mineral Town.
Yeah.
But they renamed it for some reason.
Yeah. So that's cool. I mean, a Harvest Moon remake. I mean, I know that there is definitely a following for Harvest Moon. And I remember that game.
There has to be as many titles as it gets released.
Oh, yeah. Harvest Moon's a big deal.
This is apparently one of the better Harvest Moon games. Though,
yeah.
So.
I haven't heard super bad things about any of the Harvest Moon games, man. They all look very charming. Cute.
Unless they're ones developed by Natsume, just avoid those.
Yeah, those are the ones.
I can imagine this is an easier sell for a lot of parents. Oh wait, you don't kill anything in this game? Did they take magic mushrooms to get more powerful? No, there's none of that.
It's a good point. That's a good point, Breakman. Like I really wish they would. Like almost all games would have like a pacifist option.
Yeah, our art style is really cutesy looking. It doesn't look like the last game did.
Yeah.
So when do you get a gun in this game?
No guns, man. Come on, man. These are cute horses and shit.
You mean there's not a part in the game where you fight Raditz and then he shoots you with a bullet that you shot at it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, Eric. Let's do the next story.
Next story is that Warsaw, which is a game that is a military tactical RPG.
Yeah, kind of. By title alone, it kind of sounds like that. Yeah.
Yeah. About said time period.
Yeah.
But coming to PC on September 4th, and the Steam page is up so you can look at it there. But it's also set to release on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, it looks like sort of like that game Darkest Dungeon. in a way. I kind of get that feel from the art style, but set in like, obviously World War II and Warsaw. But I guess that's cool. I mean, I haven't heard of that type of game getting that treatment. So there you go. I find it interesting. There's even civilians apparently that are, I mean, that's hardly ever shown in these games. Like innocent civilians getting killed in a war game. All right, break. Let's do the next story.
Coming to us live from RPG site, NIS America to release Langrisser 1 and 2 in North America and in Europe in 2020. Wow.
Yeah.
So this actually happened. We've talked about that before.
Yes, we have.
I don't think we said... I think our thoughts were no, it won't. So
so we were proven wrong.
No, I think our thoughts were probably will, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't remember actually what we agreed on. Anyway, so the remake will be contained in the first 2 games in Langrisser series, which were released in Japan earlier this year. These classic strategy RPG games were originally released for the Sega Mega Drive in 1991 and 1994. Wow. This is not the first time these games have been remade. They were done on the PlayStation in 1997. The character redesigns were created by Ryo Nagi, known for the R. Tonelico series, though a DLC released in Japan, which allowed... I think they meant through a DLC released in Japan, which allowed players to use original designs by Satoshi Ushihara.
Yeah.
Ushihara.
Yeah.
The game's musical score has been rearranged by Noriyuki Iwadari. Iwadari?
Yeah.
Okay. Darway. Got it.
Darway. Sorry.
Okay, start over.
You only misheard because you were speaking over me, but Noriyuki Iwadare.
Okay. He's the original composer. So, there's the story, there's the games, Langrisser 1, the forces of darkness are descending upon the kingdom of Balde. Take up your sword as Prince Ledin and discover the evil that lies in the heart of the Dallas Empire.
Yeah.
Langrisser 2, the forces of darkness once again threaten the realm. Thrust in between warring factions, it's up to our hero Elwyn to navigate this war and determine which path will bring peace to the conflict.
Yeah, like the thing with 2 is that unlike the first game where it was a set story, you can choose to be evil in the second game.
Oh, that's kind of nice. That's a nice.
That's interesting. I'm a lot more interested now. Key features: a blade honed to perfection. Experience 2 classic titles with new art, music, and presentation. Modernizing a timeless tale, perfectly retuned gameplay for the modern SRPG feel.
Tale as old as time. No, I'm not gonna sing it. I was just being reminded of that song, Breakman. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wow. Langrisser and Hazard, 2 legendary swords, 2 legendary tales, brought back to life with new localization and a new character.
I looked at the before and after, like the old school game and now the new. They did a really good job, like updating the visuals. It's pretty impressive. So check it out.
The soundtrack has its own appeal, but I think I like the original soundtrack a little bit more.
Yeah.
The collector's edition, or they're calling it limited edition, for $79.99 will include a game, visual book, original 2-disc soundtrack, Songs of War 3-disc soundtrack, collector's box, and collectible art cards.
Yeah.
So there are 5 music freaking discs with this collection. So, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, the soundtracks to both these games originally weren't very large, but I'm assuming they're throwing in the various remixes.
Yeah. Cash Bear is in chat. Welcome.
Well, the way it looks like, it looks like there's going to be the original 2-disc soundtrack, which is, I'm guessing, the original music, and then the 3-disc Songs of War is probably going to be the remakes.
Yeah.
Which will probably be bigger, too.
Yeah, exactly. Dungeons in chat.
Not only do we get, like, the remakes of the PlayStation era, but we got the Switch remake, and then we've got the original soundtrack released for Langrisser 2, which was from the Super Famicom, which most people will regard as not being as good as the Mega Drive version because it just sounds like garbage.
Yeah. All right, Dungeons in chat. Welcome on in, Dungeon. Our good friend Dungeons in chat. Welcome back. Let's go to the next story from Gamatsu. Robotics Notes Elite coming west for PS4, Switch, and PC in 2020, followed by Robotics Notes Dash. So I don't know what the hell the...
That sounds like more like an instruction manual than a game.
I know. Dude, I don't understand like that. Like, I don't know if it's just weird translations from Japanese to English, or
it's just Japan being weird.
Yeah, just being weird. That's what I was gonna say, Eric. I don't know if it's translation or just weirdness.
I think like with the Steins Gate and the Chaos Child and the Robotics Notes, I think they're trying to go for like these all have in some way have to do with technology in some capacity. So we're doing it like a line break of code or something.
Yeah. Here's some of the key features. Mystery and Tanegashima. Travel the island of Tanegashima and use the phone droid to unlock the secret sealed away by Ko Kimijima. The story you want to tell. Branching storylines allow you to pursue the endings you want to see with each character. A dream worth dying for. Only you can help the Robot Club pursue its dream of building a life-size gun barrel. I don't know what that is, but there you go. The trailer looks very stylish. No gameplay, of course. It's more of an animated trailer, but
well, it doesn't matter since the Elite, Steins Gate, and Robotics Notes games are basically using footage from the anime series.
Yeah, I mean that's okay. I mean I don't.
And then like they'll like take a still from like the scene from the show, and then they'll do dialogue like normal.
Yeah. Only thing is, I don't like giving them a pass. Like, just like I don't like giving people that do CGI trailers a pass. Like, I want to see a little bit of gameplay.
Well, you're reading, so the gameplay is your reading.
Yeah, but like, I mean, they could show.
They kind of have to like do stuff like that.
No, but
otherwise they'd be showing off the entire game.
No, that's not true, Eric. Every time we have a trailer for a visual novel, you get a couple of screens with, a couple of lines of dialogue, and you can kind of see the flow of the game. That's what I'm saying. Like, just give me a couple of screens. That's it.
But that's boring. That's why they don't do it. They probably tested this.
Oh boy. All right, Eric. Let's go on to.
I don't like focus testing, but I think when it comes to visual novels, I think it's a smart idea to just avoid doing.
No, because you get to show off some of the artwork. I mean, that's the whole attraction to a lot of those visual novels is the artwork, Eric. And that, I mean, I think it's a shame that you're not showing off actual artwork from the game. But speaking of visual novels, Eric, next story.
Next story is Star-Crossed Myth, which is a otome visual novel for this Nintendo Switch. And it's coming sometime later this year. It was first launched for iOS and Android in 2014, which would explain why it looks a little dated. But anyways, it's only coming at least so far to the Nintendo eShop, but it has a much longer name from its original release. Star-Crossed Myth: The Department of Wishes is the new title for the localization, but
okay.
The name of the developer is called Voltage.
I like the whole astrology theme that it's got going on. That's actually kind of cool. I mean, I'm not.
So wait, are we playing as like Sagittarius and all
yes.
those guys?
Yep. I'm looking at the trailer and it's got like the god of Cancer.
There's a character named Huidat, but I'm pretty sure that translates to one of the constellations.
Yeah.
So is Gemini twins and there's a threesome?
Yes, there are twins. I did see the Gemini.
And there is a threesome. Nice.
Exactly, man. I mean, that's the whole.
This game has a threesome.
Girl that gets to date and bang one of the stars.
There you go.
No, two of them, Gemini.
Yeah, there's going to be more information soon on that one for sure. So, all right, break next story.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu, River City Girls launches September 5th for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Blah, 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 blah. Key features. No, I'm just kidding. I'll go a little bit.
I like it.
Sorry. Now, why are you stupid thing taking forever to scroll. River City Girls will launch digitally for PlayStation. I've already said that. And Humble Bundle on September 5th for $29.99. Rated E10 Plus by ESRB, River City Girls will be available. Why am I repeating the same shit? Now I'm just going to the key features because now I'm irritated.
Yeah, there you go.
Furious beat-em-up action for 1 or 2 players, stunning pixel art graphics plus anime and manga cutscenes. I mean, really, they repeated the same goddamn sentence 3 times in this thing.
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah, go ahead.
Fantastic soundtrack featuring Nate Wants to Battle, Chipsel, Christina V, and Megan McDuffie. 6 large city regions to fight through, complete with shops and side quests. Loads of weapons, items, and abilities to power up your heroines. Guest appearances by classic River City characters.
This looks really good. I haven't played it. I don't know if Eric has played it, but you retweeted the other day.
It's not out yet. How could I have fucking played it?
Because you're a game tester who does get to play games before they come out.
That, and also
I'm not a tester. I'm a reviewer.
Reviewer. Sorry.
Yeah, and also this game came out in I think a PC bundle before, right? Or did
no?
New.
Okay, you retweeted something, Eric, the other day. It was from one of the people that did the beginning music. I thought that song was really cool. It had a really cool opening theme. So this is something to look forward to. I've seen videos on this, and I'm interested. It looks like classic.
$30 is a lot to ask for a digital title, though.
That is a lot of money. I'm gonna definitely wait on a sale, but man,
or wait for a physical release, because then at least that would justify that cost.
Yeah, it looks really good, though. It looks like a really good beat-em-up with chicks. I mean,
that's the only thing that's holding it back, I think, is the price.
Yep,
yeah, I think this is a $20 game by look. And which isn't, like, dissing the game at all. I know some people, like, you say it's a $20 that's bullshit. Yeah. No, that's not a bad thing, necessarily.
It doesn't have the production values of, say, Shantae Half Genie Hero did.
Yeah, right. But I mean, it does look fun. Like I want to play this. I would like to play this online with one of you guys. That would be cool. You know, like just.
You can always pretend it's Scott Pilgrim versus the World because you can't play that game anymore.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Never played that game, so.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next story from Gamatsu. Metal Wolf Chaos XD launches August 6th, and it'll retail on Steam, Xbox One, and PS4 for $24.99. So
too bad Dungeon. Oh wait, Dungeon Master is here. So it's like, are you gonna? So we can fight for our own justice on August 8th.
Yeah.
Were people clamoring for a remake of this game?
Yes, people have been clamoring for a remake of this game.
Not a large contingent of people, and this is a remaster and not a remake. But
yeah,
we wanted it in some capacity.
Oh, apparently Dungeon Buster was one of those people. I'm sorry. I meant, yay!
No,
it's coming.
Look, Dungeon's been waiting for. I know Dungeon's been waiting for it.
It never came out to the West, but you could get it on the Xbox imported because it didn't have any region protections on it.
Yeah, I remember that. It's a decent looking game. I never played it, but
also this will shut people up when they talk about From Software games and how they should be super hard because they're all like Dark Souls. No, you bitch. There's other games.
Eric calling people bitches is classic,
pretty
man.
Funny.
That's awesome, man. All right, Eric.
This is from the silly side of From Software.
Yeah, it's Dungeon says it's like one of the most outrageous games ever made, which is why people wanted it so bad. And it's really fun, and that's the whole thing. That's why people play games, is to have fucking fun. You know, I mean, come on. I
assume at least a quarter of this game's insanity made its way into Metal Gear Solid: Rising Revengeance.
Yeah, I can see that, man. From what I've seen videos on this game, and it does look batshit crazy, man. It looks something straight out. It is pretty
weird that a game where you play the President of the United States did not come out in America.
Yeah. Well, I wonder why, man.
We could always pretend that the Vice President is Trump.
Oh God!
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
This actually looks like a lot of fun.
It does look. It does.
Watching this video.
It does, man. Looks like a blast.
I think it's coming out on everything.
Yeah, I might pick this up. Now that the menus are in English, I might understand what some of the dossiers actually say. Dungeon says you got to get Google Translator, man. Like just Google.
He said Dungeon Bus says super fun, and I trust his judgments.
I do.
It was pretty import friendly aside from the menus being in Japanese because the voice acting was in English.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Eric, next story, please.
Also, I think the XD is supposed to be like a joke for the emoticons.
Yeah. All right, Eric. Let's go on.
Damn,
with
this
the
does
next.
look a lot of fun.
It does.
Blowing shit up.
Yep.
I love blowing shit up.
It does look like a lot of fun, man.
It's just too bad it didn't make the Independence Day release date.
Yeah.
Right.
That would have been actually really fun. Independence Day. All right, Eric. What do we got next?
We got Hatsune Miku games. Hatsune Miku Project Diva Mega 39 is announced for Nintendo Switch. This is the latest Project Diva game, which I think this is actually a port of the arcade release.
What is
but
it?
It's going to feature 101 songs. 100 songs from the history of the series, including one new song. So that's where the 101 comes from.
Is this a beat-based game, Eric, or what?
Yeah, it's a rhythm game.
Yeah. Okay, rhythm game. That's what I meant. Dungeon says, "Sir, they've turned the White House into the Fight House." Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Dungeon. I love stuff like that. And you're right, Breakman. Stuff that doesn't take itself too seriously is great. All right, Breakman, next story, please.
Coming to us live from still loading. What the shit here, Komatsu. Coming to us live from Komatsu. Imperial Saga Eclipse announced for PC and smartphone browsers. So, yeah, let's see here. Closed beta test is planned for July 29th to August 5th. You can apply up until the 14th of July if you'd like the beta test. So, there you go.
Yep, and there's absolutely no gameplay in the trailer, so that's about...
Yeah, we have no... I mean, there's a little description of the story, but who cares about the story when you don't even know what the fucking playing?
That's why I'm like, look, sometimes we just got to do fucking headlines.
It's a Saga game, but it's a mobile game, so it's Saga Gotcha.
Oh, God, man, even worse. Dungeon says one of the missions in that Chaos game is that you battle an admiral to save Miami from quote-unquote white slavery.
What, all the Aboriginal life in Hawaii decided to enslave white people.
Oh, you know what would make like a really cool revisionist history is like the Native Americans actually won and enslaved like the Pilgrims and stuff when they came over. I think that would... I wonder if there's like a book or a novel like that out there. That would be really fucking cool. So, all right, Imperial Saga Eclipse coming out soon on mobile, etc. We don't know what.
Not on mobile, on PC.
Oh, on PC. I'm sorry, I missed.
Well, it did say smartphones, but I thought this game had already launched on smartphones. Maybe it means like a global release.
That's what I thought too. I thought it did too for some reason, Eric. But I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right. Let's.
If it's coming to PC though, that means Steam, and that means international release.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the last story. This comes to us from Siliconera. Sin O Alice will release worldwide July 18, 2019. It has a global release date, which I just told you. Let's see. Well, now officially, July 18th. Jesus Christ. In addition, the release date and update on pre-registration campaign has been released. Sinnoh site now says that everyone who pre-registers will get 300 Twilight Crystals. It's another one of those type of games.
Yeah, it's a gacha game.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a story behind it, so that's another reason to play.
Yeah. Okay. And it's got like a thing going on with Nier Automata and stuff like that. So.
Well, it's made by Yoko Taro, so that's why.
All right. Next story and last story, Eric.
Last story is that Yokai Watch 4 is coming to the West. We kind of already knew this was probably going to happen, but it's also nice to hear it when they actually say something about it. But it was announced at Anime Expo, which is going on right now in LA.
Sweet.
We'll have more info about other games, hopefully, by the end of next week. Because I think Gamescom is also next week.
Yeah. Dungeon says one of the nice things about Metal Wolf Chaos on the Xbox was that he could sub his own soundtracks. Why don't they have more stuff like that, where you could put in your own music to games? I think that would make...
I don't know. Like, I miss that feature.
I do, too.
Games like... Project Gotham Racing. Like, the game was fun, but it had such a terrible soundtrack.
Yeah, you could put in your own soundtrack. Like
Yeah.
I'd put in like something like Pantera's "Far Beyond Driven" or something, and that would make the game like even more exciting. You know, I don't know, man. It just whatever. But anyways, Yokai Watch 4 confirmed.
I heard Yokai Watch 4 is really fun, but apparently it's not selling all that well. But I think that just means that it's still selling and making a profit at a decent clip. It's just compared to previous releases and compared to the success of Pokemon, it's really down now.
Yeah. Dunn says he really...
Which means that people are probably almost done with the series.
Yeah. Dunn says he really misses that feature, is what we were talking about. I do too, man. I like that
feature.
That was a great feature of the Xbox, man. That's like one of the appeal to that system was you can some of the games you could put in your own,
I mean, like Tony Hawk. Like, I played so many of the Tony Hawk games, and over and over again. It's the Blitzkrieg Bop. Okay, it's a good song. Okay, for the 50th time, I'm sick of it though.
I totally agree. All right, that was the news. So let's move on to.
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
Homie discounts. Plus games for July, Eric. I think you added this. I got to talk about this. But what are the games, Eric?
Well, the strange thing is, before, people probably complained about it, and then they quickly fixed it by saying it was, and tried to cover it up by saying one of the games was a mistake. It was going to be, let's see, instead of Detroit Become Human, it was going to be
PES.
Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm
along with Horizon Chase Turbo.
Yeah, Horizon Chase Turbo is fine. That's one of those, like, fun little racing games, but, kind of arcadey racing games. But here's the problem I got. I wasn't excited for Pro Evolution Soccer, but at least it was something different. And Sony did a bullshit move here, and I'll tell you why.
Well, they were going to try to put 2 sports games in the PS Plus, which is just, where's the variety? There's no variety.
It's not
especially
even that.
When you only put out 2 games per month.
They should up their deal to 3 or 4 games because fucking Xbox does. They do 4 games, 3 to 4 games every fucking month. So, but PlayStation Plus should really step up their game. And let me tell you why I'm really upset at this whole thing. Not because they replaced PES with Detroit Become Human, but hold on. They just had a fucking sale on Detroit Become Human, the deluxe version, which that's what they're giving away. The deluxe version. They just had a sale for $11, which I thought was a fantastic sale, and I picked it up. And a week after that, about a week and a half after that, they added.
At least you could own the license, so you don't have to worry about your Plus.
I agree, but I'm always gonna fucking renew my Plus, man. Like the Plus is my go-to thing. Like I
haven't done it in months because I just haven't had a need to play online.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't play online either, but I do enjoy the free games if it's not something I already fucking have. And this bullshit bait and switch thing.
I'll probably resubscribe once I finally get the itch to play one of those games.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like, they had such a great sale, and I got it on the Days of Play sale. And I picked up Detroit Become Human, and then all of a sudden on Plus now and to boot it replaced another game on there which I didn't have. And that fucking pisses me off, man. I don't know. To me it was a bunch of bullshit. So, but anyways, there's all kinds of sales going on. There's a Capcom sale, so you can pick up Devil May Cry for, I think they're giving it like a 30% discount, bringing it down to like less than $40. Monster Hunter is only $20, and that's a fantastic game. I barely played any of it, but it's definitely a good game. And I got it for $20 back in the day when they had a super special. But now I think it's going to become pretty common that game is $20. So there's all kinds of Capcom stuff.
They're still talking about mechs in chat. It's like, does anybody want to buy me Daemon X Machina?
Yeah, not me, man. I'm poor. I'm poorer than poor. Which brings me to the humble PlayStation bundle. You pay anywhere between $1 and $15. If you pay the $15, you get all 9 games. It includes Grim Fandango, Bard's Tale. I know Shadow Warriors 2 was on there, so normally that game alone is $40, $40. So that's a great price for that bundle. There was another. Oh, Killing Floor 2 was another one of the big titles. Talos. So Talos is including that. There's a bunch of in that humble PlayStation bundle. So I did end up picking that up because $15 for 9 games. I thought that was a really, really good deal. Nothing to note on the Xbox or Nintendo that I saw. So let's move on to... Dear Breakman, what do we got?
Who? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
It's all good, man.
You had a conversation going with Dr. Evil. I'm not gonna the villain podcast. I'm not gonna read all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. The first thing we got on here is actually from Slegar, who said we need a Wednesday edition.
A Wednesday edition of Grinders. That's interesting. Maybe we could do it like once a month.
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe
well, maybe we need to find a day that's like the most popular evening, because the Fridays are probably like this is the night where a lot of people are doing stuff, and I know. And then like Sunday night is like the night everybody has the podcast.
Yeah, no, we've been doing all right on Friday nights, man, and we've been gaining traction on Twitch. I'm actually really happy. Tade's in chat. S1 Faka's back in chat, so we're gaining traction. Okay. So I like the Friday, but I do like the idea of like a companion RPGrinders on maybe a Wednesday or something. I don't know, Slager. It's food for thought. I'll definitely think about that. And if these guys want to do something, I also have another really good idea. I'm gonna talk to these guys after the show about a one-off RPGrinders on our regular time slot. So I meant to do it today, but. Companion Grinders Dungeon says, yeah. I don't know, man. I've been really thinking about that. Like maybe doing the news on Wednesday or something, and then that way we can free up Fridays for everything else. But I don't know. We'll talk about it. I definitely hear the suggestion, Slager. I've been thinking about that for a long time.
Maybe MXT will actually be able to listen to us.
Yeah, right. MXT. Yeah, he'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm down for that," and then not listen. So you know how MXT is, man. Mr. Unreliable. Matter of fact, I think he won People's prize for the year for most unreliable chatter. So but no, Slager, I hear you, dude, and I'm thinking of different things. So that might be something in the future. It's not going to happen right away, but it's something to think about. All right, Breakman, what else do we got?
Okay, this one comes from ZMB Anonymous, which is Zombie Anonymous is
yeah, Freak 5. Freak 5 was supposed to call in today. I hope he's listening. Call in, you son of a bitch. But anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, he says, ask Breakman, because he refuses to say Dear Breakman for whatever reason. Son of a bitch. Sorry, I was out loud. Anyway, you were bringing it...
I was just going to say, just call him a son of a bitch like I do all the time, man. That's always, popular with the chatters and fans out there. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a great idea to always insult your listeners.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
When you are bringing a family member who has to work on a holiday lunch from the family barbecue, should you bring them some side dishes also, or should they be happy with a hamburger and 2 hot dogs?
Got to go with the sides, man. I mean, you have to have at least one side, like some potato salad or macaroni salad or something. You can't just go with all meat, type diet.
Well, let me get this straight. So you're gonna go out of your way to give somebody something?
Yes, I am. Only for my own benefit, though, Breakman. I mean, just think about it. Do you like just eating, like... I mean, I understand, like, I can't eat hamburgers anymore because they fuck up my stomach. But let's say hot dogs, for instance. Can you imagine just, like, eating, like, a hot dog without, like, like chips on the side or something? Like, you can. It's sort of like mashed potatoes without the gravy. You can eat it. But it's just not the same. You need that side. I say go all the way. Buy 1 or 2 sides just for your own reasons, not for anybody else. You know what I'm saying, Breakman? Like just you got to do something for yourself.
No, I think you misunderstood the question.
What was the question?
This isn't
again?
About you.
Well,
this is doing something for somebody else.
Right, but
you're bringing them the sides.
Yes,
you're not eating it.
Yeah, like a get together, right? That was the original. We'll read the question
Okay,
again.
let me read it again.
Yeah.
When you were bringing it, so that there's been a party and your
Yes.
family member's working, they can't be there. When you're bringing a family member who has to work on a holiday, lunch from the family barbecue.
Okay, I get it.
Should you bring them some side dishes also, along with the hamburger hot dogs? Or should they just be happy that they got a hamburger and hot dogs?
This puts a little different spin on it. I still say the same, man. That's kind of jacked up, man. Like you wouldn't want somebody like bringing you just a hamburger without like chips or something on the side. Like
I'm still completely confused by. So you went to a party and you had all this food and you enjoyed yourself, and instead of like going home or doing something, whatever you want to do, you decide to take some food to somebody else?
Well, yeah, like friends or family or something. Haven't you ever done that, Breakman?
You're helping somebody. What?
Okay, check this out, Breakman. I'll break it down for you, Breakman. Let's say you go to a party, right? And you have a family member that can't be there, right? Like, let's say it's a brother or something, and you're gonna go visit that brother right after.
Why? I'm confused.
I don't know.
Why are we going there?
Does
he have something for him? Does he owe me money?
Yes, he owes you money.
Doesn't he?
He owes you money.
Bitch.
Okay.
He ain't getting no hamburgers. He owes me money.
Okay, let's say he invited you over to play video games or something, Breakman. He wants you to check out the latest, I don't know, fucking Spider-Man game or something. And you're like, you've been itching to play it, so you go over there, and he asks you in jest, could you bring me some food from the party? Yeah, bring the side, man. Bring the side. I say bring the side. Be nice for a change. I know that's not in Freak Five's nature to be nice to anybody, and yours too, apparently, Breakman. But
yeah. Actually, I'll tell you a story. When I was working at this store that's no longer in business anymore, I had to work on the holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Boo.
And we're working on Thanksgiving. One of the customers brought me in they brought me turkey. They brought me some stuffing, mashed potatoes, and everything else. I tell you what, that made my day.
Now,
what
if they hadn't brought the sides? Is the question. They just brought you just.
I would have thrown it in their face.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my store.
Totally
no
agree.
mashed potato, you fucking asshole.
Fuck
totally
out
of my store.
I totally agree. You would have banned them from coming into your store after that. Yeah, see?
Yeah, and then I would have sent them a bill later.
Yeah, there you go. I love it. What do you say, Eric? Do you take the sides or just leave the sides out?
Normally, the only kind of side I care about is mashed potatoes, so...
So you're like, fuck that. I'm not taking nobody everything. Dungeon says, you, sir, are now on our secret customer blacklist. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You brought me mashed potatoes with no gravy, you motherfucker.
See, that's what I'm saying.
The last time I'll ever see you.
You can't have the mashed potatoes without the gravy. I mean, you could. It's sort of like rock music. You can have rock music without the bass. But it's sort of like having mashed potatoes without the gravy. You know what I'm saying? You need that baseline in there. I don't know. I'm totally down with the sides. You gotta treat people as you want to be treated, I guess. All right. Anything else, Break?
No. Unfortunately, okay. I love that question.
That's a great question.
I'm guessing that there was a party for somebody that in his family, and he brought them just a hamburger, and they weren't happy about it.
Dungeon said, see, this is my point exactly. Dungeon gets it. He's like, mashed potatoes with no gravy? Think about that when you try and return those ugly socks. Exactly, Dungeon. You get it. Dungeon gets it. See, Dungeon knows what I'm talking about. All right, let's move on.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman. What have you been playing?
A little bit of the pre-sequel, Borderlands pre-sequel. Not much. I did beat the DLC boss, which was
nice.
In the ass because you had to beat him through different stages and shit. At least after you got to a certain point, it saved what stage you were on. But still, like it was one of those bosses where you get him down a certain, lower his shield. And then you get his health down to a certain point, and then he goes into this whole conversation bullshit, story plot, and then his shields go back all the way back up, and you gotta lower his shields again and start wailing on him and rinse and repeat. Ugh, so annoying.
That type of shit
I get
is
it.
annoying.
the game's designed for like 4 people. It's really designed for multiple people. So
Yeah.
boss fights like that are a bit tougher.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I'm totally in agreement with you. Dungeon says he's been playing Sinking City and Judgment. Sinking City is like the jankiest Cthulhu game. I heard it's got its own charm to it though. Yeah, see, he says
it's weirdly fun.
It's weirdly fun. Yeah,
weirdly
yeah,
fun.
yeah. It's janky but fun. Even Sterling like says it's a shitty game, but he's compelled to play it. It's like one of those. Not so much that it's so bad it's good type of games, but it's just it's just one of those games that you keep wanting to play.
I hate this, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, exactly. And you keep playing it no matter what. It's I got a game like that I'll talk about in a little bit. But all right, Eric, what have you been playing?
I've been playing more London Detective Mysteria. I'm nearly done with it.
Awesome.
I just haven't had enough time to play with it because I've been trying to get Legend of Heroes Trails Zero up finished, and that's finished, so I'll review that soon.
Nice. Anything else, Eric?
That's all I really played this week.
Yeah. Dungeon says, it has this survival thing where resources are scarce, but containers respawn their contents if you run away far enough and come back. So I never run out of ammo.
That'd be like playing the original... I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
That'd be like playing the original Resident Evil. All you gotta do is go into a different room to get your herbs and ammo back. Like, okay, I can just shoot everything. This game's easy. Well, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and then the remake made it even easier because you could glitch it to where you got like a rocket launcher and you could just rocket launcher everything, even like the dogs at the beginning and stuff. It's pretty cool. All right. I've been playing a little bit of MPQ, of course. Song of the Deep, which is an interesting game. It's a Metroidvania, but you play as this chick in a submarine. Which I thought was a little different to the whole Metroidvania kind of motif. The game that I was talking about...
Whoa. I got an important question.
Yeah.
Is it a yellow submarine?
It is not. I wished it was. It would have been...
It's yellowish.
It's got a yellow like piece to it, but it's not.
I'm
it's got to be the whole yellow. I'm with you, Break, for sure, man. And then we could all sing, but no, we can't. And thank the developers, man. So far it's a fun game. It's
They probably didn't want to get sued.
Yeah, they probably... Actually, how could they get sued for a yellow submarine? And I guess if they were using the music, then yeah, but whatever.
I was going to say, if you could
They probably left it not yellow because they'd be too tempted to do that, and then they get...
Maybe.
If you could zoom in and see little Ringo on it, then maybe they'll get sued. But I think they'd be okay.
Yeah, or you see all kinds of references to the Beatles inside, and you click on things and it plays Beatles music and so yeah, for sure. The game that I was talking about that's not really super great, but you keep compelled to play it is Unravel. I like Unravel. It's not the greatest. But it's got some unique mechanics. Like you play as this little yarn doll. I'll have a review of it later. But I also played Dragon Age Inquisition. That's a fun game. I was on my Xbox for the first time in a long time playing that. I just got done playing a little bit of Little Nightmares. I finally got past this one little part that was giving me all kinds of fucking issues. I don't know if Dungeon's played it, but he's big on stealth. That game is all about stealth, man. Like if ever there was a stealth type game, Little Nightmares is it, man. And I just have the hardest time with stealth. I also played a little bit of Fallen Legion. I got that with PlayStation Plus a while back, and I didn't get a chance to play it. It reminds me, it plays a little bit like Dragon's Crown, so that's a plus. It's not all action. It's like
I don't know. It feels like a very rough version of Valkyrie Profile.
Yeah, sort of like Valkyrie Profiles. Like it maps like certain attacks to each button. Like for each character has its own button, and then you can link attacks. It's kind of janky, but it's fun. The art style's okay, and I don't know. I don't see myself playing a ton of that game later, but I gave it a go.
I liked it enough to give it a 7 at least.
Yeah,
but I don't know when I'll have time to truly dedicate myself to it.
Yeah, see, I feel the same way.
Especially since there's 2 games.
Yeah. Well, I got it for free, so I can't complain. I may at some point get back to it, but I'm getting through my backlog on the PS4 like a motherfucker, and then I got to work work on the Xbox, and I'll get those taken care of too. I still got to do Alien Isolation on the Xbox, and I did mention Dragon Age Inquisition. There's quite a few that I have, like the Tomb Raider games and stuff like that on the Xbox. But I got stuff going on. So all right, let's move on to
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, Eric, you have some reviews. Freak Five's in chat. He's gonna call us with his story. Remember from last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's if you're listening, Freak Five, it's RPGrinders. So there you go. All right, Eric.
All right, I saw Spider-Man: Far From Home this week.
Okay, I'm gonna get myself up because I
spoiler free, Eric. Spoiler free.
No, it's okay. Like you can go into spoilers and stuff. It's
No.
just I've been.
He cannot because
I really haven't been in the mood to see a movie with what's been going on. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. Eric, don't spoil. I want to see it, and I don't want to be spoiled. As much as you can.
It is the best MCU and Spider-Man movie.
What? Really? Wow. Cool. That's actually really good, Eric. Now, is it because of the plot? Is it because of the acting? What about Spider-Man: Far From Home really tickles your fancy?
Well, I think obviously the biggest draw for this movie isn't the fact that Spider-Man's in Europe or that he does more Spider-Man things in it. It has more to do with the fact that Mysterio was done very, very well.
Yeah. Okay, that's good because Mysterio's one of those.
And I think it really choosing not only Gyllenhaal to play Mysterio, but how they handled Mysterio, considering the time period we're in right now with fake news, and the fact that it's going to play even a bigger message further down the line with not knowing how to tell what's true or not.
Okay.
Or who to trust.
Yeah.
Which for comic book fans, might lead into a very specific storyline involving invasions. Okay,
that's good. That's good to know. Now, the one question I have, and I like I said, I really don't want spoilers till maybe next week, Eric. But is there a stinger at the end?
There's two singers.
Oh, good. So they went back to that. Okay, that's really good. Now, this is supposedly the end of Phase 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, is it a fitting end to Phase 4?
No, I think the start of Phase 4. Phase 3 was the end game.
Oh, no. Oh.
They ended.
Oh, that's right. That's right. No, they specifically said Spider-Man was the last in the Phase 3. I guess it is. So, yeah, supposedly it's like the last one in that phase, and then they're moving on to Phase 4. But so, anyways, what are you giving?
It feels more like a start, though, so it kind of feels wrong calling it end of Phase 3.
I see. I thought that too. Like from everything I read. Okay, what are you giving Spider-Man: Far From Home, Eric?
I'm giving it 10 out of 10.
Woo! The first MCU movie, I think you've given a 10 out of 10, Eric. That's really fantastic. I gotta see this movie, man.
Also, like in the mid-credits scene, we get to see something that most people probably didn't expect and it hit them like a truck.
Good.
Now, all I could say is a certain person who has an axe to grind against Spider-Man.
Ooh, what a tease. You're a tease, Eric. Let's get Breakman back in. Come back, Break. Let's see. Back. I meant back. All right. Now you have also another review for a game, right, Eric?
Yeah. This game took me about 91 hours to complete.
Holy hell!
This is how long the Trails games get when you go out of your way to take the time to talk to all the NPCs, because the biggest thing with Trails games is that after every major story beat, NPCs in the towns will all have something new to say, usually. Yeah. And it gives you the impression that people are keeping in with current events and they aren't just static NPCs in a town. And then they aren't giving one, dialogue line.
Yeah.
so the game just feels lived in, and that's one of the big, nice, finer details of the Trail series.
That's really cool.
So when you do that, when the story beats shift multiple times through a single chapter, that can add up to hours.
Yeah.
So, and it's also the best way to learn, find hidden side quests. Yeah. Because there are hidden side quests, and you get graded, and the higher your ranking, the more rewards you can get.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. That's really good.
But this game, I played the fan translation because it was never officially released in the U.S., and it centers about these special police section, special support sections, what they're called, where they are kind of structured similarly to the Glacier Guild, who basically are vigilantes who got government permission to be vigilantes.
Mm.
And they basically help protect the citizens.
Okay, that actually just to clarify, that means they aren't vigilantes anymore. You're not a vigilante if you're working for the government.
Yeah.
They're not. The Brazers don't work for the government.
But you just said they were.
No, I'm saying the special support section is working.
Okay.
Hey, Dunn.
But they basically do the jobs that policemen are supposed to do.
What, kill people?
That'd be about every comic.
So they kill black people in this game, Eric?
No.
Oh.
Supposed to, not what you expect them to do.
Oh, okay.
No, what we expect them to do as opposed to what they actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, it, unlike the other Trails games, doesn't have a cliffhanger ending because it has a direct sequel instead, which is called Trails of Azure. But it does. The story is much smaller focus, but I think that smaller and more narrow focus embraces the Yazuka philosophy of less is more, where you can do more with a smaller area, and you're stuck in this city state called Crossbell, and instead of traveling across the entire country, because it isn't country, it's just more like a big city. But it acts as a buffer zone between the two other countries that are at war with each other.
Yeah.
But so there's only 4 playable characters in the game, and occasionally you'll get guest characters, and they do level up and have their own stats and equipment. But those are only for small sections of the game. But I think the sequel has more playable characters to choose from. But and the characters themselves are mechanically weaker than the characters than in the Sky series following it. But you could see where some of the design elements of Cold Steel would be, because they start here. Technically, some of them started in 3rd, where they introduced negative stat turn bonuses, where you can randomly get killed by an enemy because it's the death channel. But they introduced team rushes, which they evolved further in Cold Steel. But there are other things which were interesting, like fast travel. But I think the characters themselves, though, are more interesting because they're more fleshed out than they were in the Sky series. And so you could tell they were getting a better handle on how to write their characters and whether or not they should, how much time they should put towards them. But only 2 of the characters really got any significant character development. But I think that's what the sequels will get even more character development for the other characters.
Yeah.
But I think it takes place around roughly a couple months before Trails of Cold Steel, and then goes into during the events of the first half of that first game, and then the second game takes place the second half of the first game and all of the second game, and it ends actually slightly before that game ends. But it's a fun little game. And despite the jankiness of the fan translation being incomplete and then some garbage text, that was untranslated, and it's just like random characters all jumbled together because they didn't debug it, and some like translation issues that they like. The translation is much better in the beginning, and it gets worse as you get on because it tells you where they were with the script and editing.
So, like, at first they cared, and then as it went along, you can tell they stopped caring.
It's more that they haven't released another patch yet. This is just where the translation was at the time.
Yeah.
Because the translation isn't finished. It's just they haven't done a new version of it yet.
Yeah. All right. So what are you giving?
Like the thing with the game with the Trails games in particular is that they're hard to actually translate translate because of the way the game's coded.
Yeah. All right. So what are you giving the game?
And that's in addition to the challenge of translating all that text. But I'm going to give this game an 8.5.
Wow, that's pretty good, man. It's a really good score.
I hope that Cold Steel 3 does well enough that Falcom finally considers doing PS4 ports of the Trails in the Sky and these two games.
Yeah. Well,
and maybe considers putting them on the Switch as well, because I think they'd sell better there.
Yeah, for sure. I've always been kind of a fan of that series. Like,
you still need to beat and play the second game.
Yeah, I know, man. I got so much other shit going. I am doing better on getting games done though.
Well,
Eric.
I think you first need to get a Vita so that you could actually play the PSP game.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. I will get one eventually, man. I like having like old systems like that system that you just named that we never mentioned on the show. But yeah,
the thing that supposedly means life and technically is dead, but they keep publishers keep releasing games on the platform digitally.
yeah. All right.
Unlike the DS, which is truly dead, because I don't think there's going to be anything major after PQ2 came out.
Yeah. All right, let me move on to my real quick review of Unravel. Remember earlier break I was talking about games that you're like, man, like it's not a great game.
Man, this
but
game
you can play,
sucks, but
you just keep playing. It's not that this game sucks.
Yeah, like there have been what was that? Oni Chibaro, I think. Was
Oni Chanbara.
Yeah,
like that. God, this game sucks. Why am I still playing?
Yeah, exactly. I know why you were playing that game.
The weird thing is that the last Oni Chanbara game that came out is a much better game than the 360 version you probably played, Brig.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever version I played was not a good version.
Real quick review of Unravel. I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. It's better than average. The graphics are good. You play as a yarn doll, and the mechanics are really cool. Like you eventually run out of yarn until you find more yarn on the screen. And you use your yarn to climb and to like bounce up to different places and get to where you need to go and find secrets and stuff like that. It's got kind of a moving little story, although it was kind of a hodgepodge of things. Like it talks about loss and about, breakups, and all of a sudden it goes to like, out of left field, it goes to like the environment and toxic waste, and it's a cool game. It's a side-scrolling kind of platformy type game. I understand the big deal about this game because it did have different mechanics, but I don't know. It's just kind of one of those games. It's not great, but Oh, look at this. Dungeon Buster says, "I'll say it. 50 Cent Blood on the Sand wasn't terrible." I agree, Dungeon. That was not a terrible game. But yeah, this is one of those type of games. Yeah. Go ahead.
So let me kind of give you like another comparison. How about like a game like Black and White, which had great ideas, but terrible implementation.
That's Cosmolano though.
Yeah, this game is a little different, Breakman. Like it's got really good ideas and really good implementation and good graphics. It just there's not a lot to it. You know what I mean? Like there isn't. It's not. There's not a lot of variety in gameplay. Like you're going from point A to point B using your yarn. That's the whole thing. It does have some mechanics where to get into other places, you pull like cans or bottles or something like a box or something to get to the next area. But it's not. To me, it seems like a game that wasn't overly ambitious and had one really good mechanic, the whole yarn thing. But I mean, other than that, it's just basic platforming. You'd get better platforming with obviously any of the Nintendo games or a myriad of any other games. So it's more of the same, but put in a different package and a different skin. I mean, the doll is cute, the little yarn doll. It had kind of a cool melancholy story to it, I guess. So I give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's worth playing, especially at $5. I mean, I only paid $5 for it. So, Dunn said he hated Black and White back in the day. It was not the god game.
Yeah.
He was excited. Yeah, see, no.
The only thing about it was the monster. I loved your pet monster, but everything else was fucked up.
Yeah, shitty performance on PC. I heard too as well. Dungeon. Yeah. So, all right, that's mine. Anybody have a heist-capade this week, or can we skip?
Well, apparently, I just found this out today.
Mm-hmm.
This is I think it's 243rd anniversary, 243rd and 1 day anniversary since America saved the airports.
I definitely
did not know that until yesterday, and go America.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a second, Break, man. That's a great heist-capade moment, man.
Yeah, we totally had airships in the...
That'd be awesome.
The memes on Twitter were fantastic about that. They had like pictures of George Washington in like like an Air Force like helmet and a bunch of shit like that, man. And then another one I saw with like a captain's uniform, like a airport captain's uniform. It was awesome, man. But
and what's really makes this
one... Can we just kill Trump to put him out of his misery?
Don't even say that, man.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Yeah,
but yeah, you'll get us in trouble saying stuff like that.
You can hope he has a heart attack. You can say that, but stuff like that. But anyways, what were you saying, Break?
I forgot what I was saying. You threw me off track with that one.
All right, let's move on.
I know what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Unlike most of the shit he says too, which doesn't make any sense, this one actually was reading a teleprompter, and he still fucked everything up.
Well, not even that. Break, like he'll deny and or like make legit. Yes, there were airports back in 1776. Didn't you know that?
He's hardcore just blaming the teleprompter like that. Whoever did like that person screwed up. Like,
but even if you
want that, who would want that as a boss?
Let's say you were right.
They fuck up, or you make a slight error. Either way.
Yep. Eric, Break, you're spot on, dude. Like, the thing about it is, like, even if you are reading a teleprompter, don't you think about what you're saying? And let's say
ad lib if it's fucked up.
Yeah, say, look, this isn't true. What I just read on the teleprompter. There's no airports back in 1776, but you guys get the idea, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like if you have any intelligence whatsoever, you kind of like figure shit out. He can't. He doesn't have the ability to do that.
He's basically Ron Jeremy.
Yep. Yeah. Except
he
without
everything.
Yeah. Without
he's fuck you, San Diego, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he gets off.
Ron Burgundy, you mean?
Wait.
Ron Burgundy.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah.
I said Ron Jeremy.
You said Ron Jeremy. I was
pretty drunk. I met Ron Burgundy. My bad.
You know what I was gonna say? He's like Ron Jeremy, only without the hot chicks and the big dick.
Donald Trump promoted the Young Turks by accident.
Yeah, I saw that too. Okay, let's move on, guys. We got to get through these. And supposedly,
I'm sorry, I met Ron Burgundy, and the scene is he read a teleprompter where he said, "Fuck you, San Diego," and he walked out and he was happy, and because he was just reading the teleprompter.
You're right.
He didn't realize what he even said. That's
Yeah.
Donald Trump. That's how dumb he is.
Yeah. Dungeon says, I was barely on social media for the past few days. When I checked in one time, I saw it trending and was like, what is happening? You missed a doozy, Dungeon. I didn't see the speech itself, but I saw snippets after because I'm not going to support that fucking piece of shit. And especially that fucking
that
fascist
military parade of like that's. I thought we were supposed to be like the representation of peace across the world, and not a representation of military force.
Well, in all actuality, it's kind of accurate, Breakman. I mean,
dictator parade.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, we
it
do.
Basically was like, look at us, like we're bad. You have a problem, basically the Imperial March theme should have played the entire time.
Freak Five's almost home, so he'll give us a ring and tell us the story. But before that, let's get on
You
to...
might as well play the Russian national anthem.
I know. But actually, Russia was making fun of him on their...
I think Imperial March should be that'd be more accurate.
Yeah.
Dun,
Dungeon, you did yourself...
No, because then you're giving him too much credit.
Well, that's true, too. Dungeon, you did the right thing, man. All right, let's move on to...
The Imperial... No, it should just be the Benny Hill.
Ah, what is it?
Stinko of the week.
Yeah, let's move on.
What were you saying, Eric? I missed that.
Yeah.
His parade should put, instead of the Imperial March, should just be the Benny Hill theme.
Yeah.
Jack Sacks. That'd be pretty damn funny.
That would definitely be better, man, for sure. The Benny Hill theme. Jesus Christ, man. I haven't heard that in forever. But anyways,
I see you looking for it right away. What's going on here?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking for that theme, man. Like right here. You know what I mean? That playing the entire time would have been fucking phenomenal. Like I would have. Like somebody should do that. Like they
So was his basically his parade of quote unquote parade just the fire festival?
It
was he had tanks parading through town.
No, I'm talking metaphorically.
Right?
No.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you said. Yeah, the fire festival.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a dumpster fire. That was for sure, man. Like from what I seen, it was awful. But
it took me a moment. Like I remember it. It took me a moment, but I did see the fire festival documentaries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Eric. I didn't see any stinkos for you, so I'm going to go ahead and go to mine. Trump's 4th of July military display, obviously. But you know what? My stinkos and sweetos are kind of intertwined, so I'm going to go through them real quickly. Stinko is definitely Trump's 4th, but you know what the sweeto was to contradict that? It rained in D.C. and almost ruined everything. My PlayStation crashed, which sucked, but I got it fixed, so that's a plus. And then, and then my idiot neighbors had fireworks, and one of the fireworks blew right up and on the house, so that sucked.
Yeah, I think in Jersey they had a fireworks display, and they basically set the place on fire.
Yeah, I love fireworks. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm a big fan of fireworks. I don't think they should be illegal by any stretch, but that being said, you should be very responsible and know what type of fireworks you got, and make sure that you're in an area that's not super residential, or at least on your street to where you're not gonna fucking light somebody's house on fire. We're very lucky that.
I'm glad I went to bed at midnight last night, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to go to sleep.
Yeah, and I mean, luckily it rained quite a bit to kind of squash a lot of the fireworks, but whatever. All right, Breakman, you're up. Your stinkos.
I got I'll just say it's been a bad week with what's been going on with my dad. And I'll say as a sweeto, it seems to be good right now.
Yeah.
Like that I'll just say that's my sweeto. And then I have other two stinkos.
Go for it.
There are two deaths this week.
Oh man.
To the 90s movie or B movie villain, the ultimate 90s B movie villain, died this week.
Which one are you talking about? Toxie?
Billy Drago.
Oh, Billy Drago. Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, man,
Yes.
that guy had a unique style and look to him, man.
Yes.
He was pretty cool.
Yeah, he played the villain in Briscoe County Jr., which was on television, but mostly he was known for all those B movies where he's up against people like Cynthia Rothrock and stuff like that.
Yeah. He's according to all accounts, Breakman, he was a super nice dude in real life.
Well, yeah, that's usually what villains are.
Yeah.
Like from what I've read and what I've heard with Hollywood, like the people who are typecast as villains usually are nicer people than the people who are typecast as heroes.
Yeah. Dungeon said he was great in The Untouchables. You're right. He was really good in Untouchables. No question. That was his most famous movie that he was in. But
he's one of my favorite all-time movie villains. He was so good at it. Like he was. he was seemingly made to play a villain on the movie.
Yeah, he made quite a bit of money doing that, man, and more power to him, man.
And a lot of people missed him, and there were a lot of good words said about him. So yeah. You definitely get the idea that he was a definitely good person. Yeah, he fought Chuck Norris in Delta Force 2. Like,
I totally forgot about that.
He was the 80s and 90s, like, the villain. Like, the 80s and 90s. He was great.
He looked like an asshole in all the movies, too. Like, he just wanted to punch that guy. Yeah. All right.
And he'd have the lines that made you like, oh, you fucker. Like, somebody kill him.
Yep. Exactly. And then when he died, you were like, yeah! Like, that's the coolest thing. All right, what else you got, Break?
The other death is of Mad Magazine.
Yeah, I did hear about that. But don't.
It's one of those things like I haven't supported. Like I don't buy Mad magazines usually often, but I.
Breakman is the reason why Mad Mag.
That's one of those things I always read when I was in the stores. Like Spy vs. Spy and the Mad TV show and stuff. Like, definitely Mad magazines.
I just blame Breakman for Mad Magazine's demise, but there is thoughts that it may come back at some point. So don't lose faith, man. It may be back at some point. It's sort of like Fangoria went away for a while.
Like Little Debbie, like it'll be back, but it won't be the same.
Or like Twinkies. Like the whole Twinkie thing. They came back fine.
He said, and Dungeon says he grew up with Mad Magazine. Them and Cracked, like I love those. And
Crack was a great magazine, man. Yes. I remember Crack.
And Spy vs. Spy was one of my I love Spy vs. Spy as a kid.
Well, you should have bought the magazine, man. Maybe they would have had a nice cache of money. Saved up by now, but no.
I know, this is my fault. They're going out of business. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. All right. They're
still going to put out issues, as Dungeon Buster said, but they're not after. I forget what issue it is. It's just going to be basically re-releases of old issues. They're not going to be making any new ones. So sad.
Yeah.
And then Freaka says he's waiting for Skype to open, so he'll be with us shortly.
Yeah. Yep. He will be with us shortly. All right. Before that, let's move on to.
Dude, what does my tattoo say? Sweet!
Sweeto of the week.
All right, Sweetos of the week. I think, Break, you kind of did yours in a way. Do you have any other Sweetos?
It was 4th of July. Happy 4th of July.
Yeah, it was a cool holiday other than the Idiots parade. But
I know. I wasn't worried about him. I had my own shit to worry about for the most part. Like,
yeah.
But I always love blowing shit up. Like I've said many times, 4th of July is my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
It's the weather's fucking fantastic usually. Like maybe sometimes it rains, but still, it's still warm out.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And that's how it was here yesterday.
You drink beer, eat burgers, and blow shit up. Like, I love it. It's the most American holiday ever, and I know we criticize America a lot on this show, but I fucking love it. So
much. I do like the holiday as well.
I had pizza instead.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Un-American son, bitch.
All right. So
why do I go to a southern accent when I do that? Like, I feel bad doing that.
That's like your go-to, man. Like America.
I had ham on my pizza, so this is sort of like a hamburger.
I feel bad for like southern people who aren't like racist because they're like, God damn it! Like I hate being stereotyped like that.
The one question I do have for you, Breakman, when you do that southern accent, every time you got to say like, I got the vapors. I got the vapors. Do that in a southern accent, and that would be.
I got the vapors.
That's more Georgia, isn't it?
Yeah,
southern accent, man.
I mean, what do you want?
Yeah, but we're Ohio. We're still technically north.
Well, you want Ohio Southern? I got
Kentucky Southern.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's more Kentucky. But it always weirds me out. People who grown up in Ohio have a Southern accent. Like, I do not understand.
I don't get that either,
Like,
man.
did you all migrate or something?
Probably.
And I know people. I know several people like that. They've born and raised in Ohio, but they sound like this. I'm like, what part of Ohio you growing up in, boy? I don't know.
Were your parents in the South?
Was this like what they talked about in your house? Where were your parents from? They's from New York.
Well, like Albany or something.
From Albany?
Part of New York. The hell you from?
Albany is like north of New York City, man. You can't get any more non-Southern than that, man. Dunn says, we had a secretary at work who grew up in the Midwest but had a great Southern accent. Yeah, I mean, if you get into Kansas and Missouri and places like that, they still have that Southern accent. It's really fucking weird, man. Let's see what else we got. Eric,
Freak is saying he's having a problem. Go ahead and restart your computer if you're having a problem.
Yeah,
we started late, so we're gonna be a little late.
Yeah, we might go over a little bit.
I think Frank gave your gremlin to him instead.
What? My what? What did I give to who?
Your digital gremlin. You transferred it to Freak.
Exactly at the beginning.
Gremlin. Did you guys see there's going to be an animated Gremlin show for Netflix?
I did see that, man. That's fantastic. I'm totally down. I want to see the Mogwai's origins. Why not? That'd be cool. And they could do a lot more animated.
They're just doing the animation.
Don't know.
Yeah, it's a animated prequel. It's from like when. You remember the very beginning of Gremlins where that guy, the dad, goes into a shop and there's that older man in there? It's going to be basically when the older man was a kid and met.
That's going to be good, man. Speaking of rain, it's fucking pouring here now. That's so weird. We were just talking about it. Anyways, real quick, sweeto of mine. Last week I had a stinko about a woman who miscarried after she was shot in the stomach. You guys remember that story? I have a few more details. Apparently, the woman was in a tussle with another woman who was fighting over the baby daddy. So that's why they decided to press charges against the woman that was pregnant. And I was like, even let's say the pregnant woman started things, like, she's not responsible for someone else shooting her in the stomach. I mean, that's just so stupid. But anyways, they dropped the charges.
Well, I don't disagree. I kind of disagree with that. If you're attacking somebody, they have to defend themselves
with a gun.
Shot,
Breakman, you're talking about a pregnant. If you're attacking
somebody who has a gun and you don't have a gun, why are you stupid?
No, you're not understanding, Breakman. She was fighting with another woman. The woman is not the one who shot her. The man, the one that they were fighting over, shot the pregnant woman.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Okay, that's different. Okay,
so two things.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No. I apologize. I was wrong.
But two things. One, the man was not charged at all with anything.
Yeah, of course, because what are they going to charge a man with? He's a man. You have to charge a woman.
Yeah, Bernie says she's
this isn't to your break, man. I'm sorry.
She's glad they dropped the charges. The other thing is, even if you're in a tussle with somebody, let's say you don't know they have a gun, a pregnant woman, you're that cowardly, you're gonna use a fucking gun against a pregnant woman? Are you fucking kidding me? That to me sounds like a coward, if ever I've heard of a coward. But anyways, nonetheless, the situation's all done. The woman's not going to be charged. She lost her baby because of obvious reasons. She got shot in the stomach. And I'm glad she's not going to have to serve any fucking prison time. Yeah, it's the whole abortion bans that they got going on, Breakman, which are dumb. Like these are the type of problems that it could potentially cause women, and it goes way beyond that. Like and
like a pre-Sweeto, because like, as I said many times with these whole abortion things, they're going to go to court and they're going to get struck down.
Yes.
And already the Ohio law has been struck down. Of course,
Well, we
there's
hope.
appeals, so it's going through the appeal process,
Yeah.
that stuff like that. But
We-
the first trial, the first court appearance
Yeah.
as far as the abortion law
Yeah.
is already lost.
The only
of course,
thing-
it's going to go to the appeal, and this is going to go on for more years and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
eventually, it's going to get kicked out of the courts because.
I'm not sure about that, Breakman, and I'll tell you why.
Because the Supreme Court has already said we don't want to deal with the abortion issue.
Yeah, just like
They've
said they
said
don't.
it just a
hold
couple
on.
weeks ago. Even they're
I
still
agree.
sticking to that.
I agree, but they also did not want to take the gerrymandering case that they eventually took and upheld. So I agree.
But they've said the abortion thing. They've said that year after year after year because people keep trying to bring it up, and they're like, no.
Yeah,
we do not want to be the bad guys.
Yeah,
period.
I hope that continues.
Impartial source.
Yeah, I agree, Breakman. I hope that continues, but that gerrymandering case is scary to me for a plethora of reasons.
I agree with that. That's ridiculous.
Let's say it does go to the Supreme. Let's say for some weird reason, like they decide they're like, okay, we'll see it, but you probably know what the results are going to be. One of those type of things, like they did with this fucking gerrymandering case. You got 5 fucking conservative judges on that goddamn Supreme Court. So, it's always 4-4, and it always comes down to that swing fucking vote with the conservative judge. That conservative judge could say, you know what, we need a fucking change, and we need to overturn Roe versus Wade, man. And I can't speak for all the women in this country, but I gotta think that the vast majority of women are like, fuck that if that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like it is. It's getting scary.
And that's why they don't want to deal with it. That's basically it. They do not want the backlash. They want to be kept out of it.
Yeah, I hope.
They are just going to keep continuing to say no. And then it gets struck down by the lower courts as always.
Right. And I hope that continues. But I hope if they do happen, it does happen to get to the Supreme Court break, I hope that it gets a 5-4 vote against. You know what I mean? Like, no, we're not dealing with that.
Because it would as it stands now.
Yeah.
But the problem would be in the future if Donald Trump got more conservative. If they were to say when Ruth Bader Ginsburg retires and they get another conservative judge, and suddenly there's 6-3, then you would see things like then at that point they'd be like, okay, we would take it on. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they would be all right with being the bad guys in some way. Like, no. I would bet that their rule would be this is a state issue and each individual state should have.
Yeah.
In which case, if women live in a state where abortion is legal, I'd say they should leave.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
I think everybody who lives in an anti-abortion state should just move out and then let them fucking deal with the crap that they made.
I would totally agree with you if that's the way things work, Break, but not everybody can afford to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I can't afford to leave Colorado. So if all of a sudden they made, marijuana illegal here, I mean, I'd have to think about leaving, but how could I? I don't have the money for it, So it's not. I totally agree with you sentiment wise, but man, dude, like I can't help but feel like things are just headed in the wrong direction, which is why it's important that the 2020 elections, not only the presidency but the Senate and everything like that.
It's important that Donald Trump is defeated.
Depends on the candidate, dude. Like
I disagree. It is important that Donald Trump is defeated because he has said several times his goal is to get as many conservative judges on the Supreme Court as possible.
That's not his.
What you're talking about would happen if he gets more conservative judges on the court. If there's a majority of conservative judges, then they will take on the stuff that people normally wouldn't want them to.
Ideal world, Breakman, Bernie Sanders wins next election, and any judge that decides to retire, which Clarence Thomas has made those rumblings, which I'm kind of hoping he holds out until the next election at least. I hope he retires like when there's a Democratic president, preferably Bernie Sanders. And then Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I love Ruth, RGB, but I hope that she retires when that happens too. That way that seat could be secured for. I just think, honestly, the Supreme Court should be recycled. You know what I mean? Like every 10 years.
I definitely agree with that. That's one of the biggest problems is we've said it many times, money, but also term limits. Like
And-
there need to be term limits in court. I'm sorry, in the judicial branch and the legislative branch, not just the executive.
You know what should
Period.
happen? You know what should happen, Breakman? We should like each branch, the executive, the Congress, and the judicial branch should, every time a Supreme Court judge comes up for, like somebody retires or something, each of those branches gets to choose one after another, like cycle through. You know what I'm saying? Like the first judge that goes through, it's the president that decides. The next judge that goes through, it's the judicial branch that decides. And they have a panel or however you decide that.
No, I disagree, because the way the government's set up, the judicial branch is supposed to monitor. They're supposed to basically watch over what the legislative branch does, and the legislative branch is supposed to monitor what the executive branch does. That's it. The checks and balances.
Or how about this? How about
a lot of
this?
the checks and balances aren't working properly right now, with things like Donald Trump just saying and doing whatever he wants, and nobody, stepping up and saying, "Hey, you can't do that."
How about this? How about instead? Okay, so we keep it the president does it.
But they do all need term limits. If the president is electing judges, I don't have a problem with that, as long as those judges aren't lifetime appointees. It's ridiculous.
I actually do have a problem with it, Break. This is how I think could potentially solve the problem.
Well, he can't just appoint them. He needs approval from Congress even. So but the guys that are watching him need to approve.
Yeah, but Congress always they fucking screwed it up with Merrick Garland, and now that they screwed it up with Gorsuch.
They screw up everything. Congress is a broken piece of shit.
So how about this? How about it's mandated that if a judge, it's always 5-4, right? Let's say there's rules put in place that it's always 5-4, but then if there's a deciding judge, the president has to pick not a conservative. If it's 5-4 conservative, the president has to pick a liberal, and then opposite. If it's 5-4 in favor of, until it gets to the other way. So let's say it's 6-3.
Well, the president's nominated a lot of guys, and Congress has said no.
Yeah.
It happens many times. Like, that's a normal process. But the problem is that once they're elected, they're in there forever.
Yeah, I know. That's the main problem. There definitely
that is the biggest problem. I mean, that would solve so many of the problems that we have going on.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't have career politicians are part of the problem. And actually, that reminds me of, I guess this should be another Sweeto, is the former Republican.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to mispronounce his name. Do you know how to pronounce it? Amash?
Oh, Justin Amash. Justin Amash, yeah.
Justin Amash, okay. Who has said, look, this two-party system is the problem.
Yes, no question.
I am leaving the Republican Party because this two-party system is fucking broken.
And that's weird, because he's a Tea Party fucking Freedom Caucus, further right Republican than almost anybody in Congress.
But
and
he's
that's
always been anti-Trump, because he sees things more through a monetary eye, and he doesn't see things as, I guess, that's a bad way of putting things.
Yeah.
I'm really drunk. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Let me start over. He sees Trump as the problem that he is.
Yeah.
Basically. And he agrees with some of the things the president has done, but not the guy who's doing them or how he's doing them.
You know what? Maybe this is a solution, Breakman. Hear me out on this, okay? Why don't we have, let's say a person gets, I'm all for like 8-year term limits, okay? And this is the reason why. Let's say a president gets elected, he gets to pick the judges, right? So, but it cannot be more than a one person majority for either party. So let's say a conservative gets in office like Trump, he can only have a 5-4 SCOTUS in favor of conservatives. And then when the president gets, let's say he gets another term, he can nominate those same judges, or he can pick different judges, but the same thing applies. You know what I'm saying? But still term limits. So if he picks the same people, that's the end of their run. They get no more time. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, term limits, like give every judge, I think a 5-year, 2 5-year limits, right? Like 10 years is that's a long time, right? Yeah, do you think that'd be enough for a judge, or do you think they should get more?
I think they should
I
get
don't
like
think
8
they should get
years.
more. I think 10. As me and Dungebuster were talking in chat, he said the world isn't a static place, and the point I was about to make is our government was made almost 250 years ago, and a lot of what we still do is based on the thought process of 250 years ago, when there wasn't a lot of like scientific development and things weren't jumping and changing like they are in the 20th century and now in the 21st century. Things have changed at such a fast pace in the time that we live in, that they could not have predicted it back then. Yeah. And it's just our system's old. We need to revamp it.
Yeah.
And judges need term limits because, you know, when you have somebody who's in there for 50 years, they're still thinking about the thought process of 50 years ago. They're not in modern times.
Yeah.
Their thought process in modern times.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm trying to call Freak 5 now.
I was wondering what you were getting irritated about. I thought I was.
No.
I didn't think I said something to make him mad. I don't know. I'm sorry, Frank.
Yeah. No. I just.
No. It's Freak's pissing you off. Fuck you, Freak, son of a bitch. I mean, Skype. I'm sorry. I mean, fuck you, Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, Freak. No, I'm kidding, Freak.
I'm asking him to send me a friend request so we can get him on here because he's got an all-time
this is
story.
Fucking ridiculous. He's been trying to get on for
I know.
like a half hour now.
I'm trying, but it's so like we're not. He has like different Skype handles because but I'm trying to figure it out. Like I don't know what's going on here, but I honestly think obviously term limits. I say 8 years because that's
like the president.
Yeah, like
that's
the president. Fair. I mean man, it's so weird, Break. I
mean, we elect judges as it is. Like, judges across the country don't get lifetime promotions. Like, a lifetime promotion is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, how about we elect those judges? That might be a better way of doing it. Like, have a general election for the SCOTUS. How about that? Like the same way that we have a general election for the president, why don't we have that? And then they can campaign in different states and, you know, and it's on the fucking ballot. Every presidential election, you get to pick the judges. You know what I mean? Like I say that's the way to go too. I mean, that's.
I don't know. Like the way the system was originally set up, there's supposed to be a branch that was kind of independent of the popular opinion, which is what the court is. Like they're the way the judicial branch was set up, they're designed to be impartial.
Yeah,
and electing them and stuff like that is gonna get rid of impartiality. It would.
Yeah,
So I don't think that would be the best idea either. Like they're supposed to be impartial. They're not supposed to be like Republican, Democrat, or thing like that. And we honestly see them that way because that's how they vote.
Well,
they're not supposed to vote like that.
Okay, well, just what you're saying there, Breakman. They're supposed to be impartial by their nature. You know what I'm saying? Right. So why wouldn't we be able to do something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think
the way our voting system is set up and stuff, it's set up as voting Republican or Democrat, you know.
Yeah, and that is a problem for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Eric, what do you think about this this whole
I think Eric's done listening to me.
Eric is like, yeah.
I kind of want to check out.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Freak 5 on here because we're gonna.
Me and you we're not really disagreeing. We definitely see a problem. It needs fixed.
All right, on the line we now have a Freak 5 Chaos. What is up, Freak?
Oh, nothing much.
Glad we have you. Now, we were just having a discussion about the Supreme Court and how lifetime appointments are absolutely ridiculous. Let's get your quick thoughts on that, and then we'll get to your juicy, for lack of a better term, story here in a second.
Yeah, lifetime appointments are bullshit.
What do you think about electing? I suggested electing judges, and Brake wasn't all the way on board with that. What about electing, having term limits for sure, like maybe an 8-year term limit, and possibly electing our judges?
Oh, maybe 8 to 10 years.
I was
for
thinking
the term limit.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Although I don't know, man. 8 years seems like a good amount of time to get shit done. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but we're just having a discussion. So you're saying 8 to 10 years. What do you think about electing judges?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's a tough question. Brake and I we're having a tough time with it too. All right, let's get to the main reason why we have you on the show, Freak Five. I don't know if I did your story justice last week, but take us through what I think is an amazing story. And first of all, are there any updates to that story?
No.
Okay, no updates. What is the story?
So there's still a what do you call him? A suspect on the loose?
Well, he was at work on Monday,
yeah,
but there was not an incident, and he has not been to work since. Ooh. He's been on the schedule. He just hasn't been showing up.
So he'll be fired soon, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was definitely this dude then.
So is he armed and smelly?
Oh, God.
He has a tattoo of Raven from Teen Titans on his arm.
Wow.
All right, Freak Five,
I'll stop interrupting.
Tell us the story. Give us the story.
Okay, I show up at work on Thursday, and my sister works there as well, and she mentions that one of the security guards has probably told her about this, that someone found cum on the floor of one of the men's rooms.
Oh, my God. And
so we just think it's a one-time thing. We're laughing about it, making jokes.
Right.
The security guard thinks the place is haunted, so I called the guy the Gistergeist. So then a few hours later, when I'm about to go to break, then I find out that it's happened multiple times.
Oh, boy.
And it's like one person I was working with that night, then he's found it at least 2 times. And like one time it was on the toilet paper dispenser. And so we're still laughing about that. The security guard is watching the feeds from the camera and trying to figure out who it was, and he has one suspect. The next day,
what you doing?
Out of here. Out of here.
I love it.
Wow, like that's how you treat your wife? Just out of here.
Get the hell out of here, woman. What the hell's wrong with you? I totally agree, man. I mean,
where's my sandwich, bitch?
Yeah, backslap.
That was my daughter.
Oh, that was your daughter.
Oh,
even worse.
Jesus.
Put her in a cage.
What the?
Yeah,
Where's your toxic masculinity at? What are you doing here?
Don't you have a cage to put her in, Freak Five?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. What is this country coming to? Anyways, continue on.
Okay, so the next day I get to work.
She's listening like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, so the next day I get to work, and the same, I'm talking to the guard, and at one point then I'm back by where the bathroom is, and it's propped open because somebody's cleaning it. The guard walks into the first stall, looks around, and is like, it's all clear for now. About half an hour later, I'm a different part of the building. He comes by me and he tells me and the other people I'm working with that he thinks he is struck again.
Oh my God. Oh.
And so he goes back there, and yes, bathroom was again a crime scene.
Dungeon says that bathroom has reached biohazard status. I think I would totally actually. There is some thought to that. Like that is a biohazard. You know what I mean? Like I was thinking, I think I mentioned on last week's show, what if somebody were to walk into that bathroom and slipped on the jizz and like busted open their head or something because of the viscosity of
Wouldn't
that
they
shit.
get stuck on the jizz?
Well,
I have I have quit using that bathroom now. Anyway.
Smart
and I
man.
have had to go across the building to get to the other bathroom.
Yeah, that's smart man. I don't understand why the perpetrator didn't use both bathrooms to throw people off. You know what I mean? Like everybody's thinking, oh, it's this bathroom, and then all of a sudden one day it happens in the back bathroom or something. You know, like I don't know. That's a situation for sure. But obviously that's the guy. If he's now, has it happened since he's been gone? Is the question.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there you go. Dungeon says it's like, dude, if you got to do it before you get to work. No, see, now, Dungeon, I was saying, like, you can have etiquette. Like, you can do it at work, but just make sure.
No, there's no such etiquette that involves you doing that at work.
No, I'm saying if you gotta do it.
Other people need to use that toilet. Come on, man.
No, listen. I'm saying if you.
Yeah. Oh hell no, says Dungeon Buster.
If you're in favor of doing your own thing at work, I mean, make sure that all that evidence is like down the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
If you're in favor of doing your own thing at work, seek psychiatry.
Well, I agree with that too, but I'm just saying, like, and make sure you wash your hands too. I mean, come on.
And if that happens, I don't want to know, says Dungeon Buster. For real, like, I'd never be able to use that toilet again if I knew some guy was jacking off on it.
You honestly think?
Like, oh god, there's such a line. I'm gonna shit my pants. I'm gonna shit my pants. Fuck this.
Breakman,
it kind of made me think of American Vandal. This could have been the third season.
Look, Bernie says it right.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you're horny, clean up after yourself, man. I mean, come on.
Okay, I need Dan to call, but I'll be in chat.
All right, Freak Fight, thanks for joining, man. Thanks for the story.
Jack off
Appreciate
in
it.
Car or something, just not in the toilet. Work that other people have to use.
Freak 5, everybody. That's the type of content you get with Freak 5. Make sure you check out his show, Zombies Anonymous, and he's got
keep watching. Show him for the update. We'll maybe they'll catch the perp white-handed as
We had the Mad Pooper, now we have the Mad Jizzer.
The Mad Pooper and the Mad Jizzer. There you go. Now, also check out. I don't know if he has more than a couple episodes out, but he's got an interesting show that he does with his kids called "Dad, I'm Bored," and it's an interesting concept. He has his kids play board games with them, and they do reviews. So that's definitely an interesting show.
Yeah, that does sound cool.
Guys, real quickly before we take off, because I know we got to leave.
Yeah, that reminds me of something real quick too. At Mad Magazine. Did you guys ever play the Mad Magazine board game?
Yeah, back.
That was one of my fucking favorites. I love that.
Yeah.
Because for people who don't know, it had the exact opposite of most every game. Like, your game's to get rich and beat everybody else. And this game was go broke.
Yeah. How you could go broke. Yeah, exactly. All right.
Whoever could go broke first one, it was pretty awesome.
Here's my idea for next week's Grinders, or maybe the week after. I don't know what you guys think. And I'll go ahead and say it on air because I think it's kind of a cool concept. Glitty, I made a boo-boo and I called Glitty a bad name, and maybe I shouldn't have. But
did you call her a booby?
No, I should have. That might have been better.
Boo-boo and a booby?
Yeah, that would have been better.
Boo-boo-booby.
She made a good point. She's like, I can't listen to the show live because she babysits kids, her nieces, nephews, whatever. But I was thinking maybe we could do a one-off where we are very G-rated content. You know how?
Wow.
I know.
I'll have to be sober for that episode.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Breakman. Like it's gonna be super hard, but I think we can pull it. I know Eric can pull it off because Eric, Eric is. Yeah, I mean, Eric, you're the man. Like when it comes to having restraint. But I say next week,
being a human being,
right? Next week, all of the story, which we never really have any, stories that need to be censored, but I say we do a self-censor show, like a rated G show, where we don't cuss and we don't discuss anything like super super bad. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but I think we can pull it up. This is a one-time, and I'm doing it for a challenge because I don't know if I can do it, man. Like, go a whole show without saying fuck and shit and all kinds of stuff and not talking about jizz and stuff like that. That guy's been doing that for 7 months. Freak 5 says.
Oh God, are you guys at least as a company? I'm saying if you own a business and somebody does something like this, I think you were obligated to your employees to have that toilet removed and put in the toilet there.
Yeah, I totally agree. Bernie says sex and balls? Nope. Yeah, no sex and balls next week. None of that.
Wait, we're doing this next week?
Yeah, Dungeon says.
Oh
so
my god.
Dungeon says so. So the bar for that show will be set at Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Yes, Dungeon. That's a. Oh man. Freak5 says Facebook suggested that I friend him, so I looked at his profile. He started 7 months ago. Yeah. So yeah, next week is going to be a totally G-rated show, which I think is going to be a brilliant concept, especially for us, because like this is an uncensored show, and I make no bones about it. And it actually would be really weird to see RPGrinders not explicit on like iTunes and stuff. So let's see if we can.
He started working there for 7 months ago and started checking. Like day one, he started jerking off. Like I need details now. Like he's just like, I gotta go take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back.
The guard says it looks like he
right
is
before lunch or something. This first break.
Yeah, I guess the way like the jizz landed, I guess is the way. The guard says it looks like he just sat on the toilet and lets it fly. No balls about it, Frank. Bernie says you're exiled, Bernie. You got more exiles than Freak5. Are you happy? Jesus
Maybe
Christ.
that's what's going on. Maybe he's not doing this for sexual pleasure. Maybe he's seeing how far he can shoot. If I can just get that mirror, let's do this.
Yeah, Zenik Kyber's in chat, Tade's in chat, Lurks is in chat. Welcome on in, guys. We're going a little over this week because I had technical difficulties. But that being said, it's about time. Now, Eric, we're going to get to this free-for-all. Do you want to do this free-for-all now, or can we hold it till next week?
Wait, is it going to be a G-rated?
Take a nap or something.
Is it going to be a G-rated free-for-all, though? Because we got to do G-rated.
Yes, it will. It will be, because it's about Nintendo of America's antagonism towards North American Let's Plays.
Limited editions.
Oh, limited editions. Okay, yeah, I misread that. So, okay. Yeah, we'll do that next week for sure. All right. Let's do our plugs. Breakman plugs, please.
You can follow me at break_man and at RPGrinders on Twitter, and you cannot look at me while I'm jacking off at work.
Nobody
to the stall door. Don't do that. That's rude.
Bernie says she's going to tell Glitty. Freak5 Stinko was he was at work and his family had a barbecue. My wife said she would bring me a plate for lunch, and she only brought him a hamburger and no sides. That's where that question came from. Yep, see, no side dishes, 2 hot dogs, 1 cheeseburger, and no... He agrees with me! You always bring the sides. Courtesy, man. Fucking courtesy. Jesus Christ.
You know what, though? But she brought you something. I mean, she could have just gone home.
No, man. You
you
gotta full-on jack slap that motherfucker if she doesn't bring... You know what I'm saying? Like, you haul into that. No,
I'm like, all right, you don't want this? All right, I'm going to eat it my fucking self, motherfucker.
I totally am playing around. I hope everybody gets that. I'm totally joking, so I don't want any hate mail or hate tweets.
Yeah, joking.
Let's see. My wife would have brought me a side dish. My sister brought it instead. Well, your sister's a better person, Freak5. That's all I got to say. She told me I should have asked my wife to fix my plate. Oh, what an ass, man. All right. Eric, your plugs, please.
Frank. Potato salad and a side of Frank.
I'm going to plug eating pizza on Independence Day.
Yeah, there you go. What else you got, Eric?
Trails of Zero.
Trails of Zero?
I would have promoted... I also promote my Patreon. You can help support me, do more reviews by giving me as little as $1. You can check it out through either the show summary, which will be up at some point, either later this weekend or next week, and the other place you can find it is on my Twitter account.
Yeah,
at Eric RPG.
Yeah, at Eric RPG on Twitter, and also just look up Eric Kelly on Patreon, and you'll find Eric with his little slime monster on his shoulder, and you can donate to his causes. He's a really good written reviewer, so there you go. Anything else, Eric?
Not really.
All right. Freak5 says his Sweeto, he got moved to inventory, so no more working holidays, and after next Saturday, no more working weekends. That's awesome, man. Hopefully you'll be able to join the show just like you did today. All right. Let's see what I was going to tell you. Oh, you can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. You can follow the show on Twitter, as Breakman said, at RPGrinders. Send in your dear Breakman questions. Breakman loves the jizz questions, so make sure you send him those. Also, if you want to send him in the Benny Hill theme, you can do that as well. Whatever you want, ask a question and Breakman will definitely give you an answer. I don't know if it's the answer you're gonna want. You can find me on any of the
it doesn't matter if it's the answer they want. I'm trying to save the world. I'm going to save their life or their relationship or whatever's wrong with them. If it's a hangnail, I'm gonna save their hangnail for them. Like that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, Dungeon Buster apparently likes working weekends stink like shitty assholes.
Break, so. You like eating ass, so you must like working weekends.
You can also get a hold of me on any of the systems. RPGrinders on all three. That's where you can get a hold of me on the system. If you want to add me as a friend, I don't have very many friends on any of the systems, to be honest. I think the PlayStation I have the most. I think I have like 9 or 10 people on there. But if you want to add me, RPGrinders is the way to do it. And then tell your friends about the show. That always helps out. If they like RPGs, if they like video games, if they like total nonsense, then this is obviously the show for them. But I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything else?
Mm-mm.
All right.
You know what? I actually take that back. I do have one thing.
Oh, cowbell. More cowbell. On that note, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Do you got anything with the can you do it with the Benny Hill theme possibly, Breakman?
Can you use fireworks?
What's that, Eric?
No.
Fireworks turn the cowbells.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Freak5 says Frank doesn't have very many friends. He could have. How dare you, son of a... You're exiled. Now you're tied with... You know what, Freak5? You were going to be like... Escape free during this show with no exiles, and Bernie was going to take the title from you, but no! You had to fucking ruin it, man. Jesus Christ.
How about the no exile challenge next week?
Oh, that's not going to happen. I'm definitely exiling. I just can't say son of a bitch like I normally do. I just going to be exiled. All right, take care.
I'm going to exile you, you son of a biscuit.
Yeah, it's going to be stuff like that.
Yeah, that doesn't hold as much weight.
I know it doesn't, man. All right, take care. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Till then, we're out. Take care, everybody. Freak5 is a son of a bitch, 'cause I can't say that next week.
I also can't say fuck, cunt, asshole, bitch, motherfucker, dildo, dick spreading cunt.
And you can't say shit.
Bastard. Yeah, after a while I start repeating myself using this.
And you can't say, did you say motherfucker?
I don't know. I forget. Fuck. I know I said cunt like 3 times, though.
Next week is going to fucking suck. All right, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Next week, G-rated show. Or at least we're going to try. I don't know if I can do it. I know these guys. Eric, I know for sure can do it. I don't know about Breakman. Breakman might have a hard time. Me and Break might have the hardest time.
I can't have beer next week. You have to remind me.
Yeah,
chastise me if I even look at beer.
I'll remind you at the very beginning of the show. That's what I'm.
If I didn't already be drunk.
Yeah, just to spite Break, I'll buy alcohol.
Like next week, it would be just proper. Like Break and I are like perfect angels, and all of a sudden Eric is like fucking fuckity fuck this story. Fuck that.
No, what'll happen is I'll drink the alcohol, but I still won't swear.
All right, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. You guys rock. Later.